I think I was wrong then about the path that inflation would take. As I mentioned, there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy that have boosted energy and food prices and supply bottlenecks that have affected our economy badly that I at the time didn't fully understand.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, we know Janet Yellen was in charge of the Fed. So she knew by printing all this money, we definitely would run into inflation. Now she's NWO's chess piece in the Treasury. And she's lost all confidence from the people. Now we have Jerome Powell, Gary Gensler, and Janet Yellen are supposed to land us in the fourth industrial revolution. We know 2023 and 2024 are going to be the worst times in United States economic history. And then plus we know the globe is already taking a beating because of the strong dollar. But we know that big distraction is coming, so therefore they don't take the blame. The sheep are going to be looking one way so they can run the money in the back door and start building. So the robots, algorithms, and drones can take over the economy, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And speaking of crypto, we have Bitcoin has been flat over the last few months, along with the rest of the market. We've been trading in the same range. But over the next 5 months, along with everything else, we're about to take a beating. The Fed is still going to be raising rates, and next year they're going to start shrinking this balance sheet, along with the rest of the central banks who are raising rates and shrinking the balance sheets. And we know why, because they want to destroy this legacy market so China, the dragon, can rise along with the fourth industrial revolution. Have the new reserve currency, the digital yuan, backed by that digital SDR, and you're going to see the fall of Babylon along with the United States dollar. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
You know, there's been this idea that maybe Bitcoin's held up, and it has slightly better than some other things in what has been a volatile period. It's sort of a short period, so I don't know how much I'm supposed to take away from that. What about you?
Well, you know, it's 126 days and counting. So, you know, let's give it 3+ months here for sure. And what that indicates is that it is reflective of a really narrow range. As you've noted, it's between 18 and 25,000. So that is significant compared to how Bitcoin has been playing in terms of the volatility narrative that we've seen in the past year. But as you know, over the past 4 months, we've seen rising inflation. We've seen incredible pressures on retail consumers, both from an energy and household level. And at the end of the day, when people are pressured and seeing a macro environment in which their currency is being eroded, this is a diversification potentially play. And this newfound stability, if you will, could also mean that there is an opportunity here.
Explain this one, though, to me. So 78% of wallets with Bitcoin in them, apparently, like, the Bitcoin hasn't moved in like over 12 months or something, or maybe longer than that. What does that suggest? I mean, maybe that's just some long-term holders, but is there something else going on?
You're absolutely right. It suggests that, the misspelling, but it is a vernacular in the industry, hodlers. So you can realize your gains and you can realize your losses. You don't realize your losses until you sell. And so while a lot of people might have been going in increments and potentially coming at the highs, they're not necessarily selling. So that's one thing. But we are seeing that addresses there have been stagnant activity, which means that there is not a lot of activity there while new addresses are being formed. So when you put all of those things together, it shows that, yes, this is still a very bearish market. There are indicators as such. The correlation between Bitcoin, crypto against the macroeconomic headwinds is very,
Andrew,
very clear.
What do you, Gary, before I let you go, you read William Cohan in Puck?
Oh, occasionally.
You know, he has a fascinating piece. It's a very speculative piece. You might have read it.
I don't know. I don't read them on a regular basis, but I do.
Well, he had a piece about who might take over from Janet Yellen, who might want that job in the future if for some reason she would step down, who might be waiting in the wings.
Andrew, I've got the job of a lifetime. I can't believe that I've got this privilege to chair this great agency, to serve my third president, and try to make our capital markets just a bit better. I mean, you can't maintain a gold standard without trying to lean in a bit and try to make the capital markets less costly, more resilient. It's a job of a lifetime I'm in now. But Andrew, if you're asking whether you're going to be considered by the White House, I'm happy for you.
I appreciate it, Gary. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We'll see you soon.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.